on normal logic, of course, this tournament has been ongoing for quite some time, and these guys have been kind of titans of this randomizer so far. Two of, I don't know, I would say a good 40 something people who have made it thus far through this tournament. So pretty exciting. Hopefully, we'll have a good match, but it looks like we're underway. Andy jumping straight into Link to the Past. Not even going to take a look at the two items in Super Metroid, which is a little bit of a gamble there. Because, I mean, we do have to find some progression in Super Metroid with Morph Ball, Screw Attack, Speed Booster, something like that in order to make more progress there. So, you know, you see a lot of players going for the Link to the Past play early. But sometimes that gambit for the two items in Super Metroid can pay off. So nothing too exciting so far. We saw super missiles on Lake Hylia Island there, which if that's their first super missiles, that'll be rough. But just missiles in Link's house. Going to check out what's at the Uncle. Checking out the poultry on the way. What's interesting is actually you get tier 3 right off the bat in combo randomizer. It's a little bit different than your normal Link to the Past randomizer where you start at tier 1. So you can kind of check the tier 3 and tier 1s pretty early on. And we do get our first bottle, this one with a B in it. So Andy does want those 20 rupees that he found there. B can be used to great effect to kill some enemies early on in the game. So we might see him use that in Mini Moldworm Cave. Since this is also the good bee, you can sell it at the bottle vendor for a quick 100. So that might be pretty nice. And of course, that bottle can be cashed in at the Sick Kid. I mean, you still get to keep the bottle, but, you know, you can use that to gain access to another item. So I'm sure we'll see Andy route that in. So looks like we're off to the Lost Woods for now. As we sort through some of the stuff on Solski's side, you can definitely just tune in to see what Andy gets. Looks like big magic out of the trees there for tier 1. And gonna grab that bomb capacity upgrade. Not taking a look at Lumberjack. That's something interesting that, you know, does require Aginah. But without the boots, you don't see a lot of players necessarily go up there to check it early on unless they really feel like, you know, they want to have an informational advantage, because you can't even get the item without the boots. We're so far away from being able to do Aginah and collect that item that you can worry about it later. Check it with bonk rocks and whatnot. So we're off to town here. We're gonna be looking for some kind of major progression items like more for hammer or gloves. Gloves kind of opens things up pretty nicely in Link to the Past. It looks like Andy is gonna be selling that B for a quick 100. What's nice is if you do, oh no, I think he missed out on selling that there, because he would have been able to get 100 rupees and then buy that item immediately from the bottle vendor. That's really unfortunate. Just a reserve tank there from the old Sick Kid. Full heart in the back of the tavern. I think that was Sankheart. Neat. And looks like Annie's gonna attempt to farm a bomb here, because you can get a random bomb drop there. I think he was really counting on the money, and so he's just going to be kind of transitioning back and forth to try to see if he can get this bomb drop. Because you can use the bomb to get into this bomb hut, and then farm bombs in the bomb hut. So should be kind of okay in that regard. But he's having no luck with the bomb drops. So that's really unfortunate for now. I would consider just jumping right into Blind's house, but he's going for the RNG game. I can see that he wants it. Alright, so it looks like Andy has given up trying to farm bombs. Just gonna jump right into the well and believe in bombs or money that he can use to buy bombs. Looks like we're gonna get some missiles, more missiles. He can definitely farm a few rupees here, but nothing too exciting there in the front of the well. Gonna have to come back for the back of the well. Maybe he'll just pop right into Blind's house. He could also just do a couple farm rounds in the well. He's really thinking about what to do right now. You can see him hesitate, but kind of a rough start. Hopefully he'll get back on track soon. One more little farm round here, and he'll be able to get some bombs and start making some fast progress. Missing out on the B sale has really cost Andy a little bit of time here, but at the same time, he did check Sick Kid, he checked the tavern, checked some of these locations already, so at least he's done that. You'll just have to bomb the well and go into Blind's house. And then maybe he'll check out the race game and library as well. Can hear some frustration beeping with that bottle as he's going through. Taking some frustration out on the chickens too. That's the way to do it, really. E-Tank in the chicken house. It's good to get that amount of health early on so that you can survive Super Metroid. Like, the reserve and the E-Tank are actually really nice, especially when you're heading to wreck ship. So, getting a couple of those E-Tanks can be nice in the early game. But, again, not gonna really worry too much about Super Metroid until we find Morph Speed or Screw Attack. Hey! It's a good thing you went back, because that's the mirror back there in the back of a well. Very nice. So, Mirror doesn't really unlock anything immediately, but once we get up on Death Mountain, once we get access, we can mirror up to Tower of Hera. Once we get into the Dark World, it's going to open up a lot more locations as well, so definitely not a bad thing to have. And hey, Charge Beam, that is a sweet find. Not going to really have to worry about finding super missiles and missiles to get the ammo to beat Ridley or Mother Brain, more importantly, because usually you do get the ammo count to support Ridley early on, but Charge Beam is the logical requirement, along with a number of other items in order to get to Ridley. But in order to defeat Ridley, you do need Charge within the logic. So that's a fantastic find, not having to worry about ammo too much throughout the rest of the game. We're still looking for some supers and missile and power bombs. Found plenty of missiles, but until we find that morph, not going to be as interesting. Alrighty, and so looks like we won't have to come back for the library, but there is a sword at the race game, so really nice find there. That'll make the front of escape pretty easy, and definitely can help like get through dark rooms, like the Dark Cross room in Escape, or through Eastern Palace, and just nice to have a weapon early on. So good find. Alright, so we'll see where Andy decides to go from here. He does have the opportunity to go to South Shore, clean that area up. Could go into the castle, as we mentioned. Could go over to Eastern Palace in Sahasrara. Definitely a bunch of items there, but kind of better to hold out to see if you find the bow. Because, you know, if you find the bow, then you can just kind of go. So, looks like he's going to be making that South Shore play, which I think is a solid one. There's 2 items at the dam, 5 more items at Mini Moldorm, 1 more at Ice Rod, and I think it's a solid play. Looks like we're getting things back up and running, so we can kind of glance and see where Solski is. Looks like he's been down to the South Shore after picking up some good items there in the flippers, Quake, the Mire, Charge, and Ice Beam, and the sword. So, I mean, we're likely going to see Andy find all these things. Looks like there's a bunch of money down here as well at the dam. And Andy, after yesterday's sadness over at Aginah having a glove, I think is playing a bit of the meta and has decided to head over to Aginah's cave and check it out. He does have the bomb to get in. With a quick glance at the map there, we do see that Desert is a Pendant dungeon, and I believe 5-6 is over in Eastern Palace. Hera just being a normal crystal. So, Andy wants to make a little bit of a gamble here, jumping over to Aginah, and just knock it out. I think that's actually a really important aspect of the race, is playing your opponent, not just playing the game. And so, you know, Solski may put this off, and if it is valuable, it could pay off big time. And it's another glove there! That's pretty exciting. And it looks like joining me now is Miss Metroid. Welcome to the conversation here, and this hype race between Solski and Andy.
Doesn't look like we've got late gloves today.
No, not for Andy at least. We'll have to see how long it takes Solski to get there, though.
So Aginah, and where was the second glove?
Yesterday, Sick Kid had the other glove, but we are still holding out for that second glove upgrade, and it'll be interesting if, you know, they find glove upgrades in different places or something like that. And
yeah.
It may take a while for both of them to get them, but I guess we'll just see. Looks like Solski's doing all these flipper lock checks.
Oh, and a hammer there in Waterfall Cave for Solski. Flippers for Andy. Oh, you've already seen Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, we didn't quite catch it on Solski's side, but now we know exactly where those flippers were, which kind of made this play into the Zora area pretty seamless. And Andy will be able to farm a cave up here by Ice Rod if he likes for the 21 remaining rupees. You can get 20 rupees per farm round in this little cave. And that's kind of a reasonable play unless he wants to gamble on Waterfall or Hobo.
Yeah, and Waterfall holding the hammer, as we saw on Solski's screen, definitely going to want to pop over there and pick that up.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see what our Zora friend here decides to deliver us for 500 rupees. Good deal? Maybe not so much.
Oh, and Andy's save and quit after Ice Rod, so he's not going to head, at least not directly towards Zora and Waterfall. So Hammer will be put off for a moment.
I kind of like the play, though, jumping straight into the back of Escape, knowing that he has found that glove, you know, in a kind of out-of-the-way location. So he's pushing that advantage as much as he can. And another thing that could be interesting is breaking up the mountain. There's Spazer there in the back of Escape.
Nice. That's my beam, even though everybody says it's Sephi's, because it's the Spaz beam, and I'm a Spaz, so...
That makes sense. I mean, either way, it's a meme beam of sorts. And I do like the play here to jump right into Dark Cross with grabbing the key in the back of Escape. Andy does have a sword to help guide him through these dark rooms, and it can be valuable to make this play so you don't have to revisit when you do get the lamp.
Yeah. So, have we seen Escape at all?
We have not, and it looks like Solski's going to be making the play into the Dark Cross as well. He's taking one of the keys and he's going into the back to kind of break it this way.
Probably because of the way that the seed played out yesterday, that if they had stolen a key, gone all the way to the back, they would have gotten another small key back. With Mire in hand, you can just mirror right back to the beginning of Hyrule Castle and proceed through the Zelda section. So I don't know that this is in logic to steal a key like this if you don't have glove to get to the back 3 chests, but
I don't think it's in logic to do it, but the logic protects you from doing it. So I guess it's kind of in logic in that respect. Like, you're not going to get soft locked, but I don't think it's like a play that necessarily is more valuable than anything else, or not as valuable as the case may be, especially since this is such an early game location.
Yep.
But I do like the play on both sides to just go for it and just knock it out, because then you don't have to worry about any of this again. You can just be done with it and know that you don't have to come back here.
All right, Solski makes it through. We'll have to see what 3 items are back here.
I guess he's going to be spazzing out too, and getting some power bombs, which are important items early on in the game for Super Metroid. It's good to have a few packs under your belt. Looks like we do have one more item here at Zelda's chest, because I believe the map was in that Dark Cross room. So we are going to get one more check, and then I imagine both of these guys are going to be wanting to head towards Eastern or Sahasrahla, but I do also see an interesting play to break the mountain for Andy.
Ooh. Don't gotta break the mountain now.
Don't really have to break it, but probably still gonna break the old man with that flute grab. That is a really nice pickup.
Yep.
Now, interestingly, Andy does have the glove, but Solski has the hammer. So these guys kind of have different pieces of the Dark World puzzle right now, and we're looking for that Moon Pearl to really get Dark World access.
Right, and Solski with that hammer from Waterfall Cave, that will actually get him to East Death Mountain. Mm-hmm. Because with Mire, he's able to get up to the Hera area, check that out, finish it if he needs to, and then he'll be able to go to the right side, check out Paradox Cave.
And I mean, we could also be fire locked in Hera, which could, end that visit very quickly. So that's something we're gonna have to look out for. But with the flute in hand, that also does give quick access to Aginah's cave for Solski, or the flute to 8, and then you can kind of swim over to Zora pretty quickly from there. But it looks like Andy's going for the mountain. And Solski making the play over to Sahasrahla and Eastern. 3 quick items here in the back of Sahasrahla.
We got some E-Tank and money and bombs in the back of Sahasrahla's head, as well as a power bomb pack from the old man.
And Andy saying no to that dead rock, which means no to Norfair for now. Because you can actually transition through that cave entrance to get to Norfair and check one item. And actually, we could check another one at the top of Red Tower with that ice beam that we have, which is kind of an interesting thing, because Morph can logically be there. But I doubt anybody's going to make that play for a little while. Yeah. Until they really have to.
Ooh, and our Dark World map check. So we got green pendant at Swamp Palace, the second 5/6 crystal at Misery Mire, and our red pendant at Ice Palace.
Oh, I'd be wary about that Swamp Palace having the mirror and the flippers already and the hammer. That is kind of a crazy combination. Now, the other thing about Swamp Palace being a pendant is that Hookshot may not be required in order to complete this seed, and both of these guys are proficient at hovering.
Right. Logically, it may not be required, of course.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
let's just hover through everything.
Well, I know that's these guys' policy, and looks like Solski is making that play over to Aginah thanks to the flute, and is going to be rewarded with the glove.
Yeah, he'll be happy to find that. He'll probably be thinking, PRNG, this isn't the same as yesterday. At least we know that there isn't a glove at Sick Kid today.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit different. We've found a lot of nice major items here in Link to the Past, actually. Now, Hera is clearable, and we have found one item, and he's just looking for the second item, which could be on either Moldorm or in the basement. If we do find a small key on Moldorm, then it's going to be a bit of bad news, because we do not have a fire source to collect the item in the basement.
All right, Andy with only the fighter sword will have a little bit more fun time with Moldorm here. Solski having that hammer will only take 3 hits from the hammer. Andy's going to deal with the enrage phase of Moldorm here. No problem, though.
Quick and easy, and that's a very fast first crystal of the game here for Andy, but bad news. We got a key. But we know that both of these guys do not have a fire source, so I think Solski, unless he walks right by Hera and decides to do East Death Mountain first, will also have the same problem.
Yeah, and he may still go through east or through Hera and then head over to the east, potentially find Fire Rod or Lamp, and then route back towards Hera afterward.
Right, that's certainly an option. Looks like Andy is going to go grab these super missiles, because it might actually be our first super missile pack of the game, and Solski wants it too. Makes a lot of sense early on to get these.
Solski setting up the bomb jump here. Nice.
Really nicely done. And with Andy not having the hammer, he is going to try to find somewhere else to go. Looks like maybe a Houlihan play in order to get the rupees for Zora.
With flippers, it's a lot harder. Oh, yeah, I guess you can do it here. True. I was going to say, it's a lot harder to set that up, but he's got it.
And that'll likely send Andy right back up the mountain once he does find that hammer. So, a couple extra trips, but we know that this play will pay off for him. At least the waterfall part of it. Maybe not the Zora part.
Yeah, did Solski check Hobo under the bridge?
He did.
Okay.
But we also have Eastern Palace on the table, and a few items in Super Metroid. So we have a couple in Norfair and a couple in Blue Brinstar still available to gain whatever progression we need to make progress here. Like, we could get another glove upgrade and then be able to access Desert Palace with the flute, the mitts, and mirror. We could get the book and just walk into Desert Palace, you know, the normal way. We could get the Moon Pearl and then have Dark World access. There's a lot of options on the table. That's just a few.
And hopefully we don't even have to go into Desert Palace since it's a pendant.
That's what these guys are hoping. But I'd be wary when I see, Flute and Mirror and at least one glove upgrade. Once you get one
Same
more, then you
as
have access.
Swamp Palace for the same reason.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Alright, so Andy's got that hammer now. He's probably a little bit sad about that, considering the sequence going up the mountain again, but progress is progress. And we're seeing Solski go for some sword slashes here. I guess he was just trying to play it safe and managed his count well so that he did not enrage Moldorm.
Yeah, it was very good. Alright, now we've got East Death Mountain coming up. There will be, I believe, 8 total items that they can get. A few that they'll be able to see, like the floating island. And we'll hopefully find some additional progression here. Maybe morph ball?
That would be huge. We already have power bombs and super missiles, so we'd just be able to start clearing a lot of Super Metroid.
Ooh! Ganon Samaria on the floating island.
Alright, we are just a Mitz and a Moon Pearl away from collecting that. And, we have Quake, we have the Hammer. Like, maybe we can go into Turtle Rock and do something at some point, but probably a little while till we have to do that.
But it does seem like the key is always right outside the door, so that's Samaria Cane for Turtle Rock and the Moon Pearl.
Wow, okay. Looks like we have our Dark World access.
Okay. 7 more items coming up here in Paradox Cave.
Looks like we have a very Link to the Past focused scene, at least for now. But it could be interesting if we do find Morph as well.
Both pink orbs on the Death Mountain. 300 rupees and a note tank starting us out here in Paradox Cave. 5 more chests coming up.
There's some other unwanted orbs and some bombs. We got 50 rupees, 10 arrows, some missiles, and more money.
Aww.
So nothing too exciting there. But I mean, we got the Moon Pearl.
Yep.
We have knowledge of Cane of Samaria, so I think that's good enough.
And Solski heading back? I was gonna say,
sure where he's going.
He's got gloves, not
Flute
Titan's
out?
Mitt, so. Ah, yes, flute.
He's going back over here. Maybe he's just going for the Norfair portal. Just kind of walking around.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Or maybe Spike Cave. They did get Blue Cane kind of early.
True. What was in the bottle? Is it a fairy?
It was a gold bee that Andy did try to sell early on and missed, unfortunately, and that actually cost him a good bit of time trying to farm up bombs in Kakariko. I hope Solski makes this. This is going to be really tight. But it looks like he's fine.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Well, that's one out-of-the-way location that's just off of his radar. Andy's gonna have to maybe worry about that later, but he is checking a very dense location here. This is the Hype Cave. 5 items, and right next to Swamp. Find the Hookshot, might be hinting at that.
Oh, well. Fire
Not bad.
source.
We'll take that. Yeah, of course, after you leave the mountain, you get the fire source.
You have to go to the mountain to get access to get the fire source, to then go back to the mountain. I would say that is pretty high.
That's pretty hype. I like fire sources, and you know, with a sword in hand and access to Skull Woods, you know,
Yep.
that's another crystal that these guys can collect.
That's at least 3 dungeons that we will require fire rod for. Potentially lantern for Tower of Hera would be fine too. But we've got Skull Woods, Turtle Rock, and Hera. Potentially, if we have to dip into Ice Palace, fingers crossed we don't have to do that. We'll be able to use the fire rod there.
Right. And looks like Andy is moving west here, checking out Old Stumpy. Just some missiles. Can mirror into the cave south of Haunted Grove, and then check out Digging Game, and then probably mirror straight into Kakariko Village and jump into Village of Outcasts from there. It's a pretty solid route.
Yep, we're going to see Solski head towards Pyramid. So a little bit of route divergence as one heads to the west and one heads to the east. We'll see if Solski decides to also check Catfish or possibly just head straight to Pop.
Yeah, Palace of Darkness would be a bit of a gamble here without the bow. But if he decides to go to Catfish, he could pick up a potion along the way and then perform the bottle glitch to get access to most of the chests in Palace of Darkness.
Big 28 dig game. So I see somebody in chat saying Morph Ball Vanilla, but I know that Solski has a propensity to check Blueprint Star before heading into Link to the Past. Did he not do that this time?
We weren't able to know exactly what he did
right.
for a little while, so we're not sure. It's possible that he may have already been there, but it doesn't look like he got any items that would progress him in any way if he did go there. Because I'm sure if he had found Morph there, he would have probably just been in Super Metroid after finding supers and power bombs. But looks like he did pick up that bottle, so he may be thinking about that bottle glitch, or maybe just having a magic potion for Skull Woods and defeating Mothula, because that can be a tough fight with only 6 hearts.
Right, and Vatter Sword. Scary. All right, Grumpy Fish number 2. Big 20. And a small heart and an arrow capacity upgrade in chest game. So Village of Outcasts coming up a little dry so far.
We do have a Crystal Thieves Town, so I imagine that is where Andy will be going after investigating the rest of Village of Outcasts. We got the Bomb Hut here, the brewery, and Sea House. And Solski's not too far behind either. Would be interesting to see if Solski decides to go for Skull Woods first, though, because that is an option here as well. Especially with that green goo that he picked up.
Yep. Well, he picked up the green goo and used it to fill his magic up right there, and then I think he bought a different potion after that. And we did get the small key of Thieves Town here in one of the first chests, so we are able to access that big chest with the hammer and small keys. So we'll have to see if an item could potentially be.
Yeah, it looks like Solski's going straight for the back of Skull Woods, not messing around. If you find the items in the back, then you don't need to check the front. And there are 2 items in Skull Woods to find, so definitely a solid play. Just gotta be a little careful with the health.
Yeah, I was gonna say, grab that! Alright, starting out with a map.
These guys are actually on very low health. So, you know, your execution really has to be on point to be able to survive some of these tough dungeons early on in the game, because we're already in the dark world, and most enemies are doing 1 to 2 hearts of damage. Sometimes more.
All right, Andy heading upstairs here in Thieves Town. One more chest that he can find before heading into the basement or coming up against blind. And our first item of Skull Woods being a missile pack under the bridge.
Solski just gonna death warp. He gets a little bit of a refill here. Just a map upstairs in Thieves. But you gotta go there anyways.
And Solski's gonna need to kill this Gibdo here to get that small key. Picks up the heart, fills up all of his health.
Yeah, really clean movement through that room. And here we go, Mothula fight. This is not an easy one. He's got a blue pot if he needs it, and it looks like he's going to use the hammer. It's 4 hits with hammer. It's 8 with fire rod, so definitely this is more damage and
Easy.
really beatable. Easy.
And it was the compass in the maiden cell, so we will have an item in the big chest as well as on blind. So just have to see what kind of progression question mark is. That's not progression.
A nice refill, but
Yeah.
I think we're probably going to see a pretty nice scripted fight here from Andy.
Yep,
on
and he also
blind.
has Burna if anything gets a little wonky, so that's also a nice safety to pull out if he needs to.
Definitely. It's also kind of nice about Solski's route that worked out a little well here is that he found the big key at Mothula, so he can check the front and just kind of full clear the whole thing in one go. So definitely worked to his benefit. You do need a key to get through that door, though.
Perfect blind fight.
These guys are pulling out the stops in their, in their execution, that is for sure. There's just 20 rupees in the big chest there, so Solski is done. Saved a little bit of time by not having to check a couple chests there. And so we might see Graveyard Ledge, we may see Bumper Cave checked. We don't have the cape, so we won't be able to collect whatever's there, but scouting
Ooh.
information could be big. Ooh.
Morph ball in the C-shaped hut.
Okay. That is a pretty big find. That has opened up all of Brinstar and Criteria, pretty much. I mean, we can't logically get to the wreck ship right now, but these guys, if they want, can sequence break into there with the CWJ.
Yeah, hopefully Solski won't put off the rest of Village of Outcasts in Thieves Town for very long. Andy, however, is going to make a full clear of Skullwoods, it looks, starting from dropping down in this area.
Yeah, I might lose him a little bit of time, but I think he's going to find a key here, because
Perfect.
Solski didn't end up having any, so it'll be reasonably quick. It's just that he'll have to backtrack with the big key to get what's in the big chest.
Ooh, double key. And Graveyard Ledge has some missiles.
Looks like Solski's backtracking out of here, and probably just going to head to Village of Outcasts, because he's already done Catfish. So unless he wants to go to Pod, kind of doesn't really make too much sense otherwise to backtrack out of here. And there's a lot of items in that direction.
So Solski had that potion for Mothula. Didn't need it. We'll have to see if Andy will also switch to Hammer for his struts. I wouldn't think that there would be any reason he wouldn't, but...
And as you mentioned, actually, we do have Cane of Burna, which works on this boss as well. It can be a bit slow, but can be a safety strat if they desperately need it. So I suspect Solski's just gonna jump right into Thieves and then, you know, finish out his route south, because we saw Andy do Digging Game and south of Haunted Grove and Stumpy. Solski hasn't done that just yet, but I think one of these players will be jumping into Super Metroid fairly soon.
Yeah, of course. There isn't a reason not to. There's a lot of items available in Brinstar, so...
Yeah, and we've done kind of the lucrative stuff in the Dark World that we can right now, because Mitts are going to be gating a lot of things from here on out. Or maybe the bow in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, and Andy, full magic refill dropped there, and he got through the door before probably thinking about picking it up, but... Going with sword and fire rod to start. Oh.
Moth is playing really nice here with Andy, staying away from the spikes.
Wow.
That was really, really well done.
That was very well done.
All right, 3 crystals for Andy here. Solski working on the 3rd right now. That is actually some fast progression, because remember, we just got to get 7 crystals, beat Ganon, and beat all 4 Super Metroid bosses, and beat Mother Brain to win this thing. So 3 already done at 40 minutes is pretty good.
Yes, until we find out that it's an all-dungeon seed with pedestal, and then it's not so good.
Well, you might know something I don't, but
I know
we can
nothing.
always hope. We can always hope.
The nice thing about these tournament seeds is that they're all generated by bots. A bot tells another bot to generate the seed, and then that bot generates the seed, so it's completely untouched by anybody's hand.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, I know everything is really well organized, and that's thanks to you and other admins who've put a lot of work behind the scenes. So thank you.
Of course. It's our pleasure. We love these games just as much as the runners, so...
Well, here's another game. We're in Super Metroid now. Andy has saved and quit and reset, which sends you back to the ship. We got 15 power bombs, 15 super missiles. That's a good count to be able to traverse through Criteria and Brinstar.
Yeah, 2 E-Tanks and a reserve or 2. Definitely enough to get you through this Super Metroid gauntlet. Be able to check out the item here, and then probably head to the back.
There's a fetch quest. We got a mushroom in the gauntlet E, so may be delayed on checking that for a while, and may even choose to wait until they get Mitts to collect that red cane that we saw up on the floating island, so they can perform a magic bat glitch.
And he's setting up the double jump here. Super missiles on a heart container. I'm gonna grab both. Really nice job with the quick falls too. We'll see him go through this door to check the Terminator item and then progress further down to Brinstar.
Yeah, Brinstar definitely like the most item dense area of Super Metroid, and can right now clear everything except Waterway, which is speed booster locked right now. So if he does find speed booster, then it's going to be really great. Otherwise, that may loom on his mind for a while. But with so much available, don't really have to worry too much for now.
And Solski had to go to the bottom path of this room, but he'll still finish up blind very quickly.
Ooh, Master Sword there in the back of Brinstar Reserve.
Well, that's our sword requirement for anything in Logic to complete Link to the Past. Picking up a Vanilla Supers.
Always good to get that ammo. Now, we do have Spazer, Ice, and Charge, so, I mean, that combination is fine, but for some bosses like Ridley, you just want the ammo.
Yeah, of course, since you don't get any sort of replenishment. Definitely nice to have those. We're getting a little bit of power bomb farming here.
Something that you have to be really, really thoughtful about in Super Metroid is keeping track of your power bomb count, because you may not be able to check certain areas if you run too low, and you can potentially soft lock.
Yeah,
especially without normal bombs.
Myself and Spazer the other day. That was a fun time.
Happens to us all, like, especially when you get started playing this, but, you know, these players are very cognizant of, you know, what their ammo counts are as they're going through.
A really nice job getting into Edacoons for 300 rupees.
Alright, now I'm curious to see where Solski decides to go now that he's kind of completed the same Dark World loop, with the addition of Pyramid and Catfish.
Let's go into Pod.
Alright, he's taking that bottle to Pod. Now without the bow, he won't be able to complete this dungeon. But we also haven't seen Eastern Palace, so he could mirror into Eastern as well and check that out. Again, without the bow, can't complete that dungeon, but it might be in those dungeons, or
yeah,
could find some other value, especially with the bottle glitch. Looks like we got X-Ray there at Mission Impossible Powerbomb location. Could be a nice tool later on in the game if we do end up finding Plasma to go with our Charge Beam.
Yeah, and then into Spore Spawn Skip. First item, big key, Pod is bow locked.
That can be really telling. So we're gonna see Solski perform a bottle glitch here, where you can basically trick the camera into allowing you to get by the mimics. Just be watching his screen when he gets to this next corridor in the next room.
Yep, and the trick to it is that you have to bomb open the door to the mimics first, and then go back through this hallway so that you're able to be moving left when you drink the potion, which then offsets the camera.
Yep, he's going to be manipulating these mimics, and you saw him chug the potion there. He got hit in order to be able to use the potion in the first place, but he uses that pot, that skull pot, to manipulate that red mimic so that tricks it so that the mimics are off screen, and the door opens.
Yep, and we saw the wave gate item from Andy, just 10 arrows. Ooh, and those side hoppers got him down to 34 health.
It's got a little in reserve, but yeah, it's not a comfortable place to be.
Alright, so he picked up a couple small keys on the right side, so that definitely opens up quite a bit in the back.
I think Andy's well aware of his health situation. He's trying to farm some.
Yeah, and he may be thinking about heading through Green Hill Zone back into Retro or Blueprint Star. And those side hoppers are there again, so he's probably thinking, let's fill up my health before I get too crazy with running ahead.
Definitely something to watch out for. Those big side hoppers do so much damage.
Yep, and he is blowing open that door, so he'll probably be heading back up there after checking this item. Big 20.
Alright, I'm really intrigued to see what Solski finds kind of in the back of Palace of Darkness, because this is where all the items really are.
Yep. Like they say, business in the front, party in the back.
That mullet mansion.
Alright, so a reserve tank there behind the vanilla morph location. 300 rupees at the other. Is that where Solski may have had the rupee lead? Well, I guess he probably wouldn't have kept that, so.
Maybe.
Oh.
Oh. High jump boots. Oh my goodness, that is such an amazing find. There for Andy. That it just improves your mobility in Super Metroid so much. It can't be... I don't know. It's just one of the best items you can find. I just love it.
Especially right before coming into this room where you have the item in the ceiling that I think logically requires those high jump boots. And Billy Mays for us today is Titans Mitts and some super.
Okay. That's huge. Okay, so now we have access to some of Dark Death Mountain, and we've got the Smith Chain. We can go over to good old Ice Palace.
Yep.
If we want.
Also gives us
Mire area.
Logically Cane of Samari.
That's very true. We can actually pop into Turtle Rock right now and collect a lot of items, assuming we have the medallion that we need to get in.
And I haven't seen anything in Palace of Darkness for Solski so far. He did open a chest there in the dark maze, but it wasn't a link to the past item. And an E-tank.
Yeah, nothing super exciting there, but it might be... I mean, it could still be something like Gravity Suit.
Yes.
Yeah, from Super Metroid, which would be insane.
Alright, Solski heading into Upper Norfair through this portal here to Business Center. Don't see any suit changes and nothing else in an inventory. So it was probably just a couple extra E-tanks since he does have a couple more than Andy.
Gonna check out this high jump area. Just a piece of heart, but we got 2 more items. There's a big 20.
And Andy gonna check out Bomb Chorizo. Amuse Joker 98 in chat asking because people are talking about potentially not needing Hookshot for Link to the Past. It is technically in logic for the completion of the game, but both Andy and Solski have the ability, if they find boots, to hover. So in order for Hookshot to not be required, there can be nothing in the Green Pendant, nothing in Swamp Palace, and they would have to find boots.
Looks like Solski is doing something out of logic here. He is doing some hell runs. He is running through heated areas of Norfair without the Varia suit, which is out of logic. You do not need to do this until you get the Varia suit, but this can save some time if you do end up sequence breaking and finding something nice in here.
Starting out with a heart piece, not necessarily what he's probably looking for.
I doubt it. But Andy also may be doing something that is out of logic and heading towards the wreck ship. He could be deciding to go down, but no, it looks like he's inching towards that.
At least gonna
Wreck
check
ship
the moat
line.
item.
True.
And Crumble Tower also a piece of heart, so the ice beam area not holding any sort of progression for Solski there.
And you're right, you just checked the moat and he's going down Red Tower, probably heading towards Kraid, and we'll be able to check the beta and alpha power bomb locations along the way.
All right, and our first peek into Kraid. Solski gets a really nice wall jump there. Did he skip Spazer? Oh, wait, he came up. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we may see him go there after Kraid and potentially with Ice Beam traverse up Red Tower if he
Yeah.
so chooses.
I suspect we'll probably see Andy get to Spazer before Solski loops around, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so you can skip the second phase of Kraid if you do get this quick kill that I'm sure Solski is about to set up.
Yeah, yesterday we actually saw Kraid on both runners' streams, so we'll see today if we get some quick kills. And Solski starts off with a quick kill. Nicely done.
Well done. That's our first Super Metroid boss, actually. And hey, Wave Beam is a prize.
Nice. Right, and Andy here at Spazer, as I mentioned, gets a really nice jump off of that crumble block for a big 20.
Yeah, and he'll likely be heading to Kraid now. Let's see where Solski decides to go with this. Wave does open up a couple things logically, but right now they do need Varia in order to access like the Crocomire area, for example. And of course the Wave Gate that Andy already checked.
Yep.
But it's also actually a huge damage increase.
All right, E-Tank there at the Kraid Vault. So, remaining progression likely hitting behind those Titansmiths?
Yes, it's definitely looking like it. We have access to a lot of stuff in Link to the Past right now, and I think that's where the game wants them to go. It's actually a lot of interesting ways to go to. You know, you can go up and get that red cane and try to push that. Can't really get into Mire really. Like we can go to the outside area and check out what the requirement is, the medallion requirement. We don't have the hookshot or the boots in order to really cross the gap to get into the dungeon.
Yep. Oh, and Andy misses the quick kill, so we will see some DLC.
And yeah, Ice Palace is wide open, but it's a pendant, so you have to weigh the risk of if that doesn't pay off. You know, you can go through and do a lot of stuff that you don't need to do, and that's
Yep.
kind of how Solski did pull ahead in the previous race. You know, he managed to find some good progression that led him away from those pendant dungeons, and Andy just kept going for the pendant dungeons and didn't pay off.
Alright, so Solski took the portal from Upper Norfair back into Link to the Past and then reset so that he could come to Criteria at a faster way rather than climbing up through Red Tower.
Makes a lot of good sense. He's going to be doing this whole Brinstar loop, I imagine.
And Solski's running around with Ice Beam still equipped when Andy turned it off. It can help a little tiny bit just so that your beam shots will actually kill enemies the first time you hit them rather than freezing them. So just a little bit of play style that you can notice between the players are a little bit different.
Yeah, everybody has kind of their unique playstyle, and that's actually really cool to see. Everybody doing their own thing. And still doing really well at it, because these guys are some of the best of the best.
Yes. Alright, and Solski finishing up with the Super Metroid Gauntlet will be checking the Terminator item for his arrows, and then on to Brinstar he will go. Kind of following in each other's footsteps here, but Andy heading back into Link to the Past with those Titan's mitts in hand. On hand?
Probably both. I think Mire's a pretty interesting option here, and I think that's where Andy is going, and we can peek in the desert if we like, but it is a pendant.
Yeah, this also gives Desert Palace access, checkerboard.
And it looks like it is Quake for
okay.
Mire. But again, we don't have Hookshot or Boots in order to actually get into the dungeon.
Ooh, double E-Tank there. I like that.
Nice and healthy. We do have access to the items in Lower Norfair, but they are again out of logic because those rooms are heated. But it could be a play that Andy decides to make just since he's in the area to be able to collect that, or even visit Golden Chorizo if he so chooses.
Yep. So it looks like he's gonna dip into desert. Do we see what the ledge item was?
Yeah, I think Solski looked at it earlier and it was not worth. And I think Andy did too, actually.
Okay. I just know that right when he got gloves at Aginah is when I came in, so I missed the ledge on Andy's side. Ooh, boots locked desert.
Yeah, there is. It is logically boots locked if either key is on that torch, small key or big key, but he does have the ability to complete the dungeon since he did find the big key. Or he could steal the small key from the back and check the right side. But that would still be out of logic.
Yep. All right, one item from desert. Doesn't look like he's gonna steal the key.
Yeah, not sticking around. And Looks like maybe Palace of Darkness is next on Andy's list, or could see the pyramid and catfish checks and grab that bottle along the way. Certainly
Yep.
some options.
Yeah. And he's heading up to Pod. So this will be a double dip for him to instantly walk in, find that big key, and then leave.
Yep, no potion in hand to do the bottle glitch.
He's also going to mirror to Sahashala, so not terrible routing.
We might also see Eastern Palace, which we still haven't seen.
Yeah. You get a vanilla bow.
That would be pretty crazy, actually. 'Cause that would be just 2 more dungeons done like that. And while we're technically lamp locked out of those dungeons, these guys have already shown that they can do dark rooms, no problem.
Cheesinator in chat mentioning Solski hates X-ray, and you can see why, because he switches to it accidentally when trying to swap out of or swap 2 different ammos, and then ends up using X-ray.
And Solski's gonna have no trouble with this because he does have wave. And as I say that,
No
he
trouble,
has
you
some
say?
trouble with it. I've cursed you, Solski.
Gross.
But yeah. But there we go. Oh yeah, we also have that mushroom and the ability to pick up the red cane. So that could be some interesting options.
Yep.
Available.
And he finds
the
that
magic
big
bat
key.
glitches. Yep.
Oh, right. You got to go pick up Kane to do Magic Bat.
You sure do. Mm-hmm. But that wouldn't be in logic, but it could be a nice break.
Yeah. We'll see here if Solski switches to... Okay, cool. He is going to head up to Blue
Switches
Room,
to X-ray, you know.
Yeah. Just got to check and make sure.
Nice use of Ice Beam there.
Yeah, I hate that wall jump. And since high jump boots are over here, you know.
Good jukes on those side hoppers. That was really well done. I have to think about learning that strat.
Yeah, you just gotta hope that they actually do the big jump instead of like the little tiny short one.
Yeah.
All right, Solski about to pick up his Titan Smiths here in Billy Mays, and will be heading directly, I would think, directly up to the Criteria portal and into Link to the Past.
Yeah, probably will round out the 230 and Bomb Terizo checks, but I imagine he'll be wanting to go to Link to the Past soon.
Yep.
No vanilla bow, sadly, but
Right.
we could still find it in this next chest.
So at this point, our runners are pretty much neck and neck as Andy's finishing up with Eastern, and Solski's already gone through Pod. Solski's just got to get back up to Criteria, and then from here, the routing's kind of back up in the air. Who's going to do what? Where are we going to go? Got to pick up that cane of Samaria.
Yeah, it could be really interesting if Quake is the requirement for Turtle Rock. Because you may just have to do a double dip or believe that, you know, something is there. And I think Andy's onto that. We also get 2 checks in Super Bunny as well.
Yep. So if you end up finding Hookshot or Boots there, it could potentially be that one more item in Bonk Rocks. Or if the medallion for Turtle Rock that isn't Quake could potentially also be.
But
And
we're
I
still
do.
missing a lot of
Oh.
stuff. I mean, we can go in all sorts of
Hey.
directions here.
Yeah, Tower of Hera basement. Good on Andy to think about popping in here while he's around.
Might as well do it while you're in the area. Really, really thoughtful. I forgot about it completely.
Yeah, me too.
This could actually be huge. I don't think this is something that Solski would prioritize, but maybe if he wants his cane.
All right, and so Solski has finished up with all of the criteria checks that are available currently.
I'm curious if he is, angling top of Red Tower, or if he is going to make the play into Wreck Ship, which would be a sequence break at this point.
Yeah. So if he chooses to save here and then heads towards Red Tower to check out the items there, we may see him reset and then head over to Link to the Past.
Just missiles in Hera Basement, but that's off Andy's radar, and he won't have to worry about that anymore, so good on him.
All right, gonna pop over, check out the Turtle Rock Medallion, and then we'll see Super Bunny Cave, and then grab Cane.
And if we can't get into Turtle Rock, which I guess we're about to find out, which we
Nope.
cannot. Ouch. Bombos, the requirement. That red cane could also be pointing us at Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, Pendant Ice Palace, always no fun, but is an option. Can be a little tricky without the hookshot, though.
Yeah, we do still also have the first area of Swamp Palace.
I love me some Swamp Palace. That was something that was available to them pretty early on.
Yeah. I mean, Hookshot could be in there, or it could just be something in the first 5 chests of Swamp Palace to then later come back and finish it off with a green pendant item. Probably don't need green pendant, but who knows what could be in Sahashala.
Yeah, we're just missing so much right now that it's hard to know. I mean, we need bow, we need ice rod, red cane, logically hookshot. I mean, definitely hookshot or boots. We need Varia, gravity, all sorts of stuff.
Andy going to be picking up his candy cane as Solski does pick up these super missiles here at Alpha Peebs, but is climbing back up. So we may see him dip towards Wreck Ship. I don't know if he checked the moat item though.
No, I don't think he did that quite yet. So he might be doing that and then edging over to Wreck Ship directly. We'll see. Andy does appear to be going for Spike Cave, which we saw earlier. It was just a big 20.
Yeah, but he did just use that Burna to... he's got a couple extra hearts. He'll probably be all right. I was going to say, he used a little bit of his magic there to get past the Lionels, but... I'm like, hold on my breath. Oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah, looks like kind of about the same position Solski was in. And I think Solski's heading into Link to the Past now.
All right. He's gonna be doing a magic bat.
Pretty much out of magic anyways.
It's perfect time for it. Then he would be able to like head towards the Kakariko portal, grab the. Oh no, he doesn't have boots. Can't get that magic refill. Shoot.
Meanwhile, Solski actually did just turn in the mushroom and found a piece of heart and has not reset. So if this does come up with something, then Solski will not have the mushroom to be able to perform this glitch, and we'll have to look out for powder.
Nothing.
Whole lot of nothing. So we got Smith chain, hammer pegs, Smith purple chest. That's on the table right now. We got all of Ice Palace available. Maybe some of it not in logic. But it's coming down to it. We don't have a lot left. I guess that first half of Swamp looking pretty nice.
All right, Solski and Andy both having bought potions. Is Andy thinking heading over to Pod or Turtle Rock? Oh wait, Bombus. Shoot.
Or ice, which, I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's nice to have a potion going into that dungeon as well. That is in logic, but where are you going?
Is he gonna go in Mire? Does he not know he can't go in
He
Mire?
doesn't have a hook or boots. He could try to finish desert or do the right side of desert. If I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
He's going to Mire.
Well, he's gonna realize pretty quickly that he can't do much here.
Whoops.
But he can go in.
It's true. He can open it and walk in, check out the wallpaper, and then mirror out.
Got him.
Whoops.
Curious to see if Solski decides to press on and do anything interesting here with, because he did steal the key, actually.
He did.
This could be pretty crazy sequence break.
We do already know that one item is in the big chest, which was the power bombs. So if there's anything here, it should be in this chest, or on Landmolus. It's on Landmolus. Reset, Solski, come on. Oh, that hurts.
But yeah, Ice Palace is the name of the game here for Andy. I think it's a solid play at this point.
Yep.
Because it's really coming down to it. Doesn't really have a good weapon to take out these pen gators, but he's doing what he can.
Bombs are pretty good, but with the Ice Palace bomb jump, you generally want to save those as much as you can. Get some more bombs from the future.
Definitely. I think Solski might be going for the Smith chain, so that's kind of the last couple places that we can go.
Yeah, couple that in with Flute and Mirror, Purple Chest, everything is really easy to clear with Smith Chain. We also hadn't seen Hammer Pegs.
That's right. It's kind of 3 items for each of these guys.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab the Smith first. Whoops. Or
Where are you going, Are you going to Swamp? What are you doing?
Oh, he didn't check south of the grove.
Oh, interesting.
I think it was just a big 20 or some arrows. Oh, Link to the Past arrows.
There you go. Nice quick bomb jump there from Andy. And again, there's only 2 more items remaining in Ice Palace since we did find power bombs in that first chest.
Yeah.
I guess he wanted to check that out so he can actually flute, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Normally, when you pick up purple chest, you want to flute to 6 or 7 to walk over to the locksmith.
Just a map there in Double Freezor.
Is that the only item we've seen so far? Is the power bombs?
Yes.
Yikers!
There's some normal Link to the Past bombs. The old-fashioned bombs. Ooh.
Ooh, that swamp palace looking super juicy now.
It sure is, but we also have Hookshot Cave as well.
True, yeah. And he's got to go pick up his red cane anyways, so wow.
Yeah, that'll be a really nice combo of checks for Solski. And I think that's probably where he's heading from here.
Yeah.
With that hookshot.
Since Swamp Palace is still a pendant.
It's
so.
still super enticing. It's basically 7 items.
Oh god!
Wow. Ice
He could
Rod.
go pick up Kane and finish up Turtle Bombos. Shoot. Oh, so close.
Yeah, Bombos is gonna be holding him back. I'm sure he's hoping for it, but it's not gonna work out. But you know, we still have Hookshot Cave, so maybe it's just sitting right there.
The key is always outside the door. You got Kane of Samaria just outside in the light world. You could get Bombos in Hookshot Cave in the dark world. And I think he's coming up here to finish up Hera as well. I was wondering why he was going up this direction, but that makes sense.
Still haven't found either of the other 2 items here for Andy, so be on the lookout now. There's an E-Tank.
Alright, so Solski's gonna get his missiles here in Hera basement, and then we'll see him press on towards Turtle Rock, Kane of Samaria, Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, if Bombos is actually in Hookshot Cave, it's going to be pretty enormous for Solski, because his routing will just have paid off so much.
Yes.
And Turtle Rock will be full
he got knocked out of the blocks.
Well, he's on the right side of him, I guess.
That's true. And he grabbed a red potion as the 3rd item in Ice Palace and remembers it's a pendant, so he's out of there.
Yeah, he's got all the items. It'll be a shame if Pedestal is something, because, you know, he won't have finished that dungeon and we'll have to go back. But I think it's a reasonable play. Cold Stare's a tough boss. It's time-consuming.
I think he's going to Swamp Palace.
I think he is, and that's really unfortunate because we know where the hookshot is. Like, Swamp might be a good play overall, but
it could hold Bombos.
Yeah. But that might be the worst thing for him to find, honestly. Oh, he's inching up towards Pod, maybe. Maybe gonna go for that.
Is that because he got that red potion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a catfish. Alright. Pyramid catfish, mushroom, and then heading where? Question mark next.
Not sure. I would hope he does the Smith chain next,
Yeah.
because that's within logic. That's like the rest of Pod isn't actually within logic, so it's not as attractive as an option, but it is a lot of
Yeah.
items. Yeah, the plays he's making are fine. He's just kind of cleaning out the overworld, and hopefully that'll lead him over to Smith, which could end up, hit with him getting Ice Rod and then routing right into Swamp if he wants.
Yep.
The other thing that the Hookshot has opened up is Misery Mire, which is definitely a solid play right now. It's a crystal. It's a 5/6 crystal. And it's 2 items in there.
Right. That's a very good point. Nobody ever likes to go into Misery Mire without an easy way to kill Vitreous, though, and no bow, no boots to do dashes, and only... Oh! Never mind. Let's... Well.
How convenient.
Yes. What was I saying about keys to the front door? Right
Basically,
outside the
both
door?
keys are right outside the door.
Yep.
Oh, man. This is working out really well for Solski here. But I
Yeah,
think
and,
Andy's on the right track.
Yep.
Because I think he's going in the right direction now.
Solski's gonna grab a couple hearts or fairies here. Yeah, that's what these are.
Turtle Rock is just the place to be right now. It's basically 6 items, 5 inside and then 1 in Mimic Cave. And it's a
Right.
crystal. It's full clearable.
All right, so bow could be on pedestal, gravity or Varia could be on pedestal. Boots could be on pedestal.
Which may not be required. I mean, unless
Right.
Ganon's Tower or one of the Bonk locations has something we need.
Yeah. Well, I guess boots can't be on pedestal because of Desert Palace. So.
Oh yeah, I guess the boots can't actually be there.
Yeah. Just remember that.
Technically, we need some way to get to the wreck ship.
Yeah. Space jump could be on pedestal with grapple. No, grapple on pedestal and space jump at Shack Tool.
Yeah, and then what? Gravity, a GT missile.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we've done it. Anyways, enough speculation. Let's see what Solski finds here in Turtle Rock, which we don't necessarily have to find anything here, but it's looking pretty good as a play.
All right, Andy picked up that hook shot. He's turning in his purple chest, so he'll be just steps behind Solski. But that little bit of a lead that he had from not going through pod has kind of dwindled here, and that Ice Palace check wasn't quite the thing to do. They've both done dungeons that they didn't need to yet.
Right. What's... Ooh!
Ooh.
That's a weird place for a lamp, but a cool place for a lamp, actually. I was curious to see if Andy might go for that Mire play since he had already picked up his red cane. But he wants the density here. Turtle Rock is definitely solid.
Yeah, and he doesn't quite know that Bombos is in the Hookshot cave, but I think he's just thinking 4 items versus 2. Let's head there first.
Mm-hmm. And I guess doing, Vitreous without the bow kind of sucks, so I get it.
Yeah.
Master Sword.
All right, big key for Turtle Rock already there in the Chain Chomp room.
All right, so Andy making a good call here and jumping into Hookshot Cave. So we're gonna see him just route right into TR. I'm sure. I'm sure of it. About half a dungeon behind. But he has done some other checks. So if Solski ends up going over to Ice Palace, you know, that could slow him down as well. Andy hasn't done the backup pod though, so they kind of have a few different checks from each other.
Yeah, depending on where Gravity and Varia are, as well as our Canfly, we may still see Andy go through in full clear pod depending on when he gets back to it. All right, Andy coming in hot behind Solski. I'm gonna see Mimic Cave here.
Ooh.
Oh, we can fly.
There's that Canfly we were talking about. That does open up some interesting locations in Super Metroid. It opens up the X-ray check, opens up the Criteria power bombs, top right of the ship right now, and almost the entirety of Wreck Ship, which is huge.
Yeah, just that speed booster location is really all that's not going to be available. Hopefully it isn't anything required. We'll see. I was like, Solski, what are you doing?
He's trying to stay alive, actually, I think is what he's trying to do. Those rollers hit really hard. I believe it's 4 hearts of damage.
Yep.
To get hit by a roller there, so he's got to be pretty careful. Looks like he's taking some safe strats.
One of my least favorite things to see in Randomizer is rollers.
And they're basically everywhere if you're playing Randomizer.
Yep. Really good job using the hookshot to create those invisibility frames so that the fire bars pass through him. Makes it out. On to Laser Bridge we go.
Playing it safe here with Cane of Burna. Might see a safety door. There's no fairies. I think he has a potion. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, there's the key. Alright. Using the pot.
Nice and safe. That's good. If you get hit by one of those lasers and fall into the pit, that's 5 hearts right there, so you have to be pretty careful.
Oh! Just like that.
Hey! He was just trying to show that off.
Yeah, he's like, here, I'll give you an example. Alright, so no progression on Laser Bridge. We did get some additional ammo and the small key needed to get to Trinax, but I'm not sure if Trinax actually has an item. We'll have to see when... Okay, he does.
He does, but we have gotten progression in the form of space jump, so...
For sure,
there doesn't necessarily have to be anything here.
But we do want to see some more progression, like Trinax with bow.
That could be fun, or maybe Gravity Suit, kind of give these guys multiple options where they could go to Wreck Ship or Meridia. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to see a little bit more divergence. Nice Trinax so far. One more hit on that ice head. Nice. Yeah, and Andy can fly.
I believe he can fly.
Nice try, next.
Beautifully done.
And some missiles for hit the effort.
Yeah, it's pointing to wreck ship. Got a Doppler Phantoon.
Pew pew lasers.
All right, will we see a reset here? We certainly have seen a reset. Solski knows what to do with that space jump. Puts him right back on the ship, and to the wreck ship we go. Andy's almost at Laser Bridge here, so made up a little bit of time. There's some green goo up at Criteria Power Bombs.
Alright, Andy picks up those supers. Gonna grab the map. Small key here in the third chest, or second chest. And... was it missiles? Ah. Almost as bad.
The old reserve. Just a piece of heart under ocean there for Solski, and we'll get one more item in the main wreck ship room before we head to Phantoon. So that'll be Solski's second boss. Plenty of health, plenty of ammo to get this done.
Ooh, Solski just about fell into the ocean there. Didn't quite get the spin speed, but he turned back just in time to not fall into the water.
Ooh, Andy walking
Andy.
right into that Trinex head. Has to be really careful here. Does have a potion available if he wants it.
Oh, and he missed a hammer. So he... Ooh, tempered sword for Solski in the missile room that you can get to before finishing up Phantoon.
Boy, would that have been nice for Trinex.
Yeah, indeed. Alright, both of our runners through the first two heads, and Andy's gonna finish up with the mid. Nice.
Beautiful. Both these guys. Amazing execution here. Let's check out this Phantoon fight now.
Who? Is that a mid?
Yeah, it looked like a mid to start off there for Solski. Phantoon has a good bit of RNG associated with when he's going to open his eyes and his eye close RNG and everything. It can really cause some problems, but it looks like Solski's handling it pretty well here.
Ooh,
With
yeah,
a
two
couple
mids
mid
and a
patterns and a
fast.
fast. Yeah.
Missed
Really
that
nice
fast one,
Doppler
though.
too.
Ooh, like 2 E-tanks of energy. Nice.
Really nicely done. And Andy looks to be heading to Misery Mire. So we're going to get a bit of a divergence here.
Two items in Misery Mire, while there are quite a few more here in Wreck Ship. So, since he's already opened it, why not head in and finish it off?
There you go. And it is a Pyramid Fairy Crystal along with Eastern Palace. So when we do find the bow, that's going to open up 2 items there too.
All right, Mire 2 finished. Sword beams always make that a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. Just bomb upgrade over in the left supers and wreck ship. Checking the right ones now. Just missiles. Gonna inch towards the wreck ship E-tank location. Probably gonna hit up the save before
Oh,
heading there. It's a little low on health.
go mode Mire would be perfect with the big key there in that bridge chest. And no suits, 2 E-tanks, well, 2.5 E-tanks and some reserves. So Solski's going to take the safety save here before heading into Spiky Room of Death. Even with Space Jump, it can be a little spooky, so...
Yeah, you don't want to lose all of your Phantoon progress, because that fight can take a little while. And not only that, if there isn't anything of value at this location, you can just reset back to your save point and save some time.
Oh, spiky death. Nice. Makes it through. Oh!
That is a
baby.
Varia suit in Misery Mire. Wow. Okay. That's convenient, because you can just jump right into lower Norfair from here.
Yep, and you've got space jump, so you're able to pretty much go through and full clear that. Fire shield at the wreck ship E-tank Chozo. Yikers, how long is Solski gonna put off Misery Mire? Probably not very long, I wouldn't think, but...
Yeah, if he finds nothing here in wreck ship, I mean, he might head to X-ray, maybe, and then call it from there, because at that point, he would have to start doing hell runs or suitless Meridia. No one wants to see that. So, I expect that to be soon.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's still a small key on Vitreous, but might have an item back there too. I don't know if I saw a second item.
I don't know what it was if we did get it. So I think, yeah, there might be one more. Which this Vitreous fight's gonna be tricky. This is non-trivial Vitreous fight.
Yeah, I don't know if he did cutscene, like the vanilla key location, so...
Ooh, okay.
He may be banking on not finding any other kind of progression here. It would be ridiculous if he decides to leave that behind and it's like double suit Mire.
That would be nuts. Solski about to give us kind of one of the trollier places here in the wreck ship, which is the wreck ship reserve, which is speed booster locked. So if there is something here, it can... you may have to get speed booster and come back. You know, unless the key is right next to the door again.
Yeah, not coming back for that.
What? We have to come back.
No, we're not coming back. Hookshot's better anyways.
Ooh, plasma beam up there in Upper Ocean. That's huge.
That is really nice to find. And Magic Cape. Did we actually see what was on Pepper Ledge? I think we did, right?
Yeah, I believe it's not worth, but Cape's a nice little safety item that doesn't lag the game. It would be pretty nice for this Vitreous fight.
Exactly. As well as Ganon, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 more items here available for Solski. One in the Chozo just below here, as well as the original gravity location.
Andy taking this nice corner strat in order to time these hammer hits. If he mistimes any of them, Vitreous will just instantly kill him. So he's doing a really great job, and well done.
For a key. So there is an item at the cutscene room.
Ooh. Will he go back? That is the question. Got all of Norfair at your disposal.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
And he's not going in. I think he thinks he's got all the value from Misery Mire. Gonna dip straight into Lower Norfair. If that's double suit Mire, that will be the most ridiculous thing.
It'll be crazy. But I like the play. I think it's he feels like making that ice play. He was behind. Sometimes you just gotta gamble. And Solski's play into wrecked ship only really netted that plasma beam.
Yep. Nice gold chorizo by Andy. Usually you see him do that shot on the right side, but this still worked out very well, and he's able to head his way out through Lower Norfair, going to proceed towards Ridley.
And it looks like Solski is heading towards that, I would assume, Mire play now, because he's going back into Link to the Past.
Yeah. Oh, got hammer, though. Is he thinking swamp instead?
Ooh. That's a spicy play. I mean, Swamp has a lot of items. We're still missing Gravity Suit. We're still missing Bow. Those are big items that can be there.
Boots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. We have to get our Bloomerang.
Yep. Gotta go back and get that Bloomerang. Can't leave that behind. I was gonna say magic cape. What? Alright, he is gonna head into swamp.
It's basically 7 items. It's huge. But it can also be a big time waste at the same time. So, this is kind of what Andy might need to take this to a game 3. Especially if this Lower Norfair play pays off. Now, Andy doesn't have plasma going through here, so he's trying to play it pretty safe. A lot of these enemies do about, like, 80 damage each, depending. So you have to be pretty careful. Gravity Suit would kind of solve some of that damage issue, but until he finds it, he has to be pretty careful.
Yeah. Would also be really lovely to have Screw Attack anytime you're going through Lower Norfair.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Hey! A bow.
Yeah. Okay.
And he says, see ya!
I'm out. Okay, so that opens up both of our east side dungeons in Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness. Solski hasn't checked Eastern yet, but he has pretty much full cleared pod. And I don't know if there's an item on Armos.
I'm not sure, honestly. So we'll just have to see. Same with Helmsword King.
Yeah. And depending on where Ganon Tower Big Key is, we can full clear Link to the Past.
Yeah.
If it's not boots locked.
But I mean, this play that Andy's making into Lower Norfair is totally fine and not really wasting much time.
No,
most of the items here are basically free checks. You just have to watch your health. And hey,
Ooh.
Worth! Spring Ball.
Spring Ball. Yeah, you pretty much have to go through all of these areas in this order in Lower Norfair, so it's pretty free. The only thing that he could potentially lose time in is all of the other Upper Norfair checks if he ends up going to Crocomire for any reason, looking for Bow, and there's nothing there, then that could potentially be the time sink that could put a little bit more of a gap between our two runners.
Definitely. Really depends where these last couple items are, but we know he's not going to find the bow and when he does head up there, so
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what his call will be.
Norfair is a giant place, so there are a lot of things to look into, a lot of places to check. Even if he does find gravity and he's able to go through full clear Meridia, he could still be on the hunt for that bow for a long time and not even be thinking Swamp Palace. So we'll see.
Right. And he may be also thinking, oh, hey, I can get into Wreck Ship too. And we know that was mostly not worth. I mean, you get a Tempered Sword, you get Plasma Beam. Those are nice to haves, but it's not required to beat the game. And that's what these guys are really looking for right now.
I think the only saving grace currently that Andy could be hoping for in this situation would be gravity somewhere here in Norfair. Even if he does have to full clear Meridia, Solski may end up clearing everything in Link to the Past, still thinking that gravity could be there.
The other thing that could be really interesting is if gravity's in Swamp Palace and Solski left early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then again, if gravity's the only oh my god. There's gravity.
Okay. I was gonna say, if gravity's behind Bow, Andy's in big trouble, but I didn't want to say that, but I guess I threw that into the universe and it still happened.
Well, honestly, it might actually be good for him. Because it might limit his Meridia clearing potential.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not gonna really go in there at all, and we'll just be able to go mode the dungeon. So, or whatever, the area of... It's basically a dungeon.
So now it's just, does Solski head into Mire as soon as he's done here? I hope. I would say, why not? That's your last crystal.
Right, but he could also decide to go to Meridia.
Yeah.
Which would be really interesting, because then he'd be full clearing Meridia looking for Various Suit, and that would be a huge time sink. Because that's just a lot more items than Mire. Even if you do open up the Pyramid Fairy.
But I bet that he's probably thinking, I can just finish up Link to the Past in case Varia is here, all the way up to Ganon, and then at least he knows that Varia's got to be somewhere in Norfair, because logically it can't, or I mean, in Meridia, sorry, because it can't be anywhere else in Norfair. So I think that he'll probably finish up Link to the Past and then head towards Meridia. But since he'll finish up Mire, he'll get Varia, and that'll be go.
Yep. I mean, the other thing he could be thinking about, to kind of play devil's advocate there, is that, like, maybe he's hoping to go mode Mire. Like, we don't have boots. Can be a bit of a slow walk through the dungeon, only for 2 items. And Meridia is just a bigger dungeon overall, basically, so...
Yeah.
If you're playing the odds, Mire's not really the play, but it is something you have to do anyways. Andy taking the save here, trying to play it safe. These red key hunters do so much damage. You gotta sometimes save and make sure you're taking it easy, because they'll do 80 damage a pop here with Varia. Ouch.
Yeah. It's, like I said, space jump, screw attack. definitely things you want to have before going to Lower Norfair. Super is here at the energy tank in Firefly Room.
Oh no. That Book of Medora is leading Andy away from where he needs to be, but I'm sure he will pick it up.
Yeah, especially already having Spring Ball and going through the Spring Ball maze, this will be quite quick. Yeah. It's not as fun to go through this area if you don't have Spring Ball, just because it can be quite the pain, but...
Yeah, you gotta mid-air morph through each one, but it's not bad overall, and now he has a book. Now he can read.
Also, we don't have silver arrows yet. Those could be in Ganon's Tower, or anywhere in Meridia or Upper Norfair. And there is our third shield. So we have seen all three Link to the Past shields. Both of our runners will not be picking up the additional shields, but...
Alright, looks like Solski is making that Misery Mire play, so it is looking like he'll be in go mode very soon. And he's got really good equipment. I mean, it might be nice to have like a mail upgrade or something, but he's got plenty of hearts and he's been doing fine through some of the harder parts of the game anyways, like Turtle Rock, so... got Tempered Swords, got Plasma Beam, well really just the full beam combo that you want to have at the end of the game, so...
Yep.
This is looking pretty good for Solski, as long as he full clears this dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, if he sees that big key and then just decides to hover and go straight to the end, that could be a little scary, problematic. But
I don't think he's going to be hovering without boots.
Oh,
but
true. Right.
He might still do it. He might still go to the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Silly.
Which I guess that's still a factor here. Boots could still be a factor in this game. Yep. But I think he wants to know if they are as soon as possible. But he's also looking for Varia, so I don't think he's going to leave any stone unturned at this point. He's been pretty thorough.
And he is actually leaving that chest. So with 2 keys, he may just head directly to the left. No.
That would have been nice for Lower Norfair. Screw attack there at Speed Booster.
Indeed.
Oh. Looks like he wants Vitreous first.
Yikers. Yikers.
Well, it makes sense to maybe just, you know, see if there's an item there, because if it is your go mode, then you're done, right? And you don't have to worry about anything else. So with 2 items on the table, he'll probably come back in. But we'll see.
Hey, Morph Bomb's here at Upper Norfair Reserve.
A little late in the day for those, but I guess nice nonetheless. Looks like Andy is going to be checking this lava missile item next. The question is, will he go back for Crocomire? Because that will consume lots and lots of time.
Yeah, and
Oh!
oh,
That's a fun
there's his
item.
favorite item.
Yeah.
Those are some hot shoes, man.
We could have, you know, sequence broken with a hell run for those quite a bit ago. Kind of a crazy location. Really nice. But looks like he is on the path to Croc. He knows that's not exactly what he needs right now. But
Yeah, and
Ganon's Tower.
Right? And finding those may end up having him think right side desert because he did not steal that key, and he may be thinking there could be a couple items there before dipping into another full pendant dungeon. Especially because they're boots. But we will see a Crocomire play, so this is kind of what I was afraid of with Andy already having picked up Varia and going through Norfair entirely top to bottom. Well, I guess it's technically bottom to top, but...
Oh my goodness! Solski is leaving
Solski.
Misery Mire! Oh man. Is he going back to Swamp?
He's doing red bomb.
Oh, big bomb.
Pyramid Fairy, yeah.
Well, we got ourselves a race, folks.
Yeah, this will be so crazy. I mean, with where Space Jump is, Suitless Lore Norfair is a lot more intimidating.
You mean Screw Attack?
Yeah. Yes, that.
I hear that. I don't think he's willing to do that, personally. I think he's gonna do this. I think he's gonna do this big bomb, and then he's gonna walk to Meridia. Which is reasonable routing, because you can take the Meridia portal and head over to beat Dragon. I mean, it's another boss that you gotta do anyways.
So, with that, we'll probably see the full clear Meridia from Solski. And then we'll probably see Andy chase Boots for a little while, check some overworld locations, head into desert, and then from there it's going to be a split between how long does it take for Andy to go into Swamp and how long until Solski decides to check Misery Mire again.
Yeah, this is wild. I did not expect this to happen. But here we are. And Andy also has not done Wrecked Ship, and that's something that he'll probably spend some time on. And I mean, he needs to beat Phantoon at some point, but that's still a time sink that Solski has committed to, and Andy has not completed yet. I guess Solski's going to Ganon's Tower now.
Oh yeah, hey, let's do that thing. Get your guesses in chat for where you think the Ganon Tower big key will be. A number between 1 and 22. Do you have a usual guess, or you just kind of pick at random?
I just want to say that single arrow at grapple. I'm a little disappointed that you reset that, but I'll go with number 8. I kind of mix it up every time. How about you?
I always choose number 9, which is generally, depending on the routing, the fire snake room. So you'll be in the fire bar room if it's the normal routing, and I'll be in the fire snake room. So back to back, here we go.
All right, we'll see. But sometimes you see a lot of runners, if they get the key on the right side, they continue on to the right and check right side, so it'll probably throw off our guesses if that's the case.
Yeah, also, still, GT Big Key could be on Torch, which will full stop Solski, and he'll probably just head directly towards Meridia.
Well, maybe, because Boots can be in GT, but
That's
Boots
true.
and Varia could be in Meridia. So, like, I guess it gives a little bit more value to Meridia as that play. But obviously, we know that you won't find either of those there.
All right, last chance. Get your guesses in quick. If I'm the kind of player who thinks I'm in go mode and just leaves dungeons without checking everything, I would definitely first head to the left and check GT Torch. Starting out with 2 small keys.
All right, he wants to know what's over there, and he is going left, so moment of truth. Granted, he still needs to find Variasuit.
Yep, and not on Torch.
All
Boots
right.
are not required.
So Solski will be able to complete Link to the Past, but he's going to have some trouble with Super Metroid without that Variasuit, and we know it is in Link to the Past in Misery Mire.
Andy reset boots.
Wait, what?
Andy reset boots. No. Oh no, he didn't. Okay.
He transitioned
Somebody
games.
said that.
He transitioned games, so like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but I didn't know if he saved at Crockermire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saved at Crockermire.
Whew,
yeah.
That scared me.
I think he just forgot he had them or something. But he is about to find that bow here in Swamp, so this is starting to look really good for Andy. Now, Solski is doing things that he has to do anyways, so he's not losing any time here, but he's doing them without boots.
Was it 5? Big key? Because Solski's already on his way up. Chest number 4. No, that was not me. So the first sub or supporter who is given or donated 250 bits or more to Speed Gaming, any of the channels to guess for is Laraeth. So GG's Laraeth.
Well done. Will he continue though? Looks like he's continuing. So this could be a bit of a time sink for Andy here. Going through. Could find something nice like Speed Booster, but we know that's not really required.
And Andy's gonna continue through Swamp Palace looking for gravity.
Yep. Wonder if maybe he'll make like the left side gamble or something like that, because
yeah,
after finding Bo, he could like complete this dungeon and turn in his green pendant before he goes to Pod and Eastern. So that might be what he's thinking about.
True, that's not bad.
Dungeon for that. Yeah. This is anyone's game right now.
Yeah.
Like we thought Solski was in the driver's seat, but he left those chests behind in Mire, and that's gonna be one of the last things he goes back for, I think. But
yep.
I think
both dungeon items in Mire.
Mm-hmm. I think kind of going into GT to clear his mind and think about the routing going forward for him is good. So he can really think about like what makes the most sense right now. He has all of Meridia at his disposal, so I'm guessing that's what he's thinking about, but we'll see. Ooh. Andy says, I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea for all of the items that he did find and the chests that he did check. Checking left side would have been pretty awful, but still, if he was thinking that green pendant had something, then I guess he's not sold on that idea anymore.
And we know this is going to pay off big time. because he will likely full clear all of Pod. I mean, maybe he'll go straight to Helmasaur because he knows it was bow locked, and he already has the big key, and he's gonna get 2 small keys on the bow locked side. So like perhaps he'll just consider going to the boss directly, and then that'll pay off big time.
Solski has every single small key for Ganon's Tower.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome.
Also snagged a blue mail for himself.
Yeah. All right, on to Moldorm 2. Hookshot in hand, boots not required for hover today. We'll still see some swag from Andy, I'm sure, but... All right, nicely done, Moldorm 2.
Okay. 2 mail upgrades at the top of GT.
That was almost
nice.
back to back.
Yeah.
I guess still looking for silvers as well, so not a bad idea to open up some of those chests. Obviously, we know Varia cannot be in Ganon's Tower because all items that are needed to complete Super Metroid have to be outside of Ganon's Tower, so...
Yeah, it could also be hoping for something like Screw Attack or definitely Speed Booster that would improve his Meridia clear.
Yep.
Hey, nice triple.
Ooh.
And Andy is indeed going straight to Helmasaur, by the way, so, like,
nice.
He's about to be in go mode here. Still has some work to do, though. We know that Andy still has to beat Eastern Palace. He's got Dragon and Phantoon, but he'll be able to go mode direct ship, which is pretty nice. And Meridia.
Yep. Yep. He is still on Master Sword, and again, we haven't found silvers. That doesn't mean that we couldn't find them somewhere on our way or at Dragon or anything like that.
Yeah, it could slow him down a bit if he decides not to check that wreck ship main room.
Solski already into phase 2 here on Ganon. I mean, don't forget, guys, Solski is part of the Bootless Suitless crew, so he may be familiar and comfortable with Suitless Lower Norfair. This will be Bootless Suitless for him today, I guess.
I suppose so. Getting really low on health there, has to be pretty careful. But he's already into phase 3, going to phase 4, and there's go mode for Andy.
Yo.
It's probably a really good feeling that he noped out a swamp there. Did you find the silver arrows in Meridia?
Not yet.
Ooh,
no, Solski! Oh.
That's really unfortunate here for Solski. That's going to cost him some time. It's a couple minutes.
I thought he had a potion, but maybe he used it. Ooh, and that double mirror just a little bit too short.
Looks like he's just going to grab some safeties here.
Yeah.
Totally fine play.
All right, and this should
Andy's
be
just blitzing through here.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say it's pretty quick to head from Link's house right back up to Castle Tower to jump right back in that portal. So, oh, he's gonna go around.
Oh, I think he's gonna go and clear Meridia because he knows the silver arrows are there. So it'll speed up his Ganon fight later, I guess. Because he's probably gonna stumble upon them as he's clearing. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
It's actually pretty fascinating because it's pretty atypical, I would say, to clear Link to the Past this early, like before you're even in Go mode.
Yeah.
In an SMZ3 seed, so pretty cool to see that. A little bit different.
But he's going to spend a lot of time checking Meridia for Varia, and this could lose the lead when Andy is in full go mode with all items needed.
Yeah, he is going to complete his third boss coming up here with Dragon, though, so that's still progress towards the end game, but he's drifting further and further away from where he needs to go.
All right, buckle up, friends. This could be a bit of a bumpy ride here on out. We maybe head into a game 3.
We'll see. Solski taking off gravity suit there makes getting the clip through those ohms a lot easier.
So the routing when you come through the back door here in Meridia, finish up Dragon, that kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility to go through, check Plasma, and then head down towards the Aqueduct area to check the front end, as well as a few other locations that I think this is pretty all right. It's probably one of the faster ways to go through Meridia.
Now, we also saw Solski struggle a little bit before with having X-Ray in his inventory, but I think he's going to be happy he has it now.
Yeah, definitely.
So it looks like we're going to get some microwave strats. He's selected X-Ray. It's basically an X-Ray buffer. You fire the plasma shot with charge beam, and you use X-Ray, as you'll see here, multiple times. You just kind of cycle back and forth, and the enemies will take damage. I'm not sure exactly how many frames it is, but like you need to separate your X-ray buffers by a handful of frames in order to actually do the extra damage. It's not immediate.
Oh, Andy's gonna go full right in GT here, so perfect. Wow, all right.
Ganon didn't lie.
No, you're right. He said they were there. Oh, I'm dying. That's amazing. Lucky. So now he just needs to head back, finish up Ganon, and then do Suitless Ridley. We'll be okay. Bootless, Suitless, come on. I know you can do it, Solski.
Yeah, he got gravity suit. I don't know if it counts.
True. And he did get high jump boots, so he's half and half.
Yeah.
Alright, Andy finished up right side. Gonna head left now. He'll be able to grab that big key in the Stalfos room quite quickly. Oh!
Hey, a butter sword. Man, this is one of those situations where if Andy, after beating Aginah, goes to Dragon first, might actually save him some time. like Solski's gonna be going for this nail clip to get to these aqueduct items that are logically speed booster locked.
Yeah, because he's still on the hunt for Varia. Alright, and he's over it. Gonna save, check the sandpits, and we'll see where he goes. Alright, so the right side sandpit looks to be pretty empty.
Yeah, and he's not pressing on to Shaq Tool, while in theory Shaq Tool could have the item he needs, Varia Suit, as the grapple beam is what's required for it, and unless you know how to ice clip, can't really get there. So he's just not going to press on.
And if you do the left side sandpit here, then you're able to take the tunnel up to possibly check out Plasma.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see that.
Missiles and supers. Alright, doing a reset. So where to now, Solski?
Yeah, looks like he will probably check the front of Meridia now, like the watering hole area, the beach, and
Yeah, true.
Mama Turtle and all that.
Main Street.
Yep. Which, I mean, he knows he doesn't have speed booster either, so it would be good to know.
Sandy Beaches today is 50 rupees.
Would you say that that was 50 sand dollars?
Yeah. That's amazing. And Andy probably still on the hunt for silvers as well. Going to be picking up his blue and red mail. Shovel.
Also probably looking for a sword, plasma beam, speed booster, anything that can just speed up anything he's got left.
Solski did pick up the shovel, so we'll have to see if he decides that he wants to go dig that up for looking for Varia. Andy finishing up with Moldorm 2. Not gonna hover today.
Playing it simple, playing it safe. I don't blame him.
I agree.
Probably wanted to check the chest anyway, so you're not really saving too much time. You are saving a little bit, but... Oh my goodness.
That's right, Solski didn't do fake powder. Ooh.
Question is, when does it become more profitable to go for these fetch quests versus go back to Mire for 2 items?
Okay, ether and a piece of heart. Fortunately, he knows he doesn't need ether, so that's not going to be something in the back of his mind.
Yeah, he just needs to beat Ganon in Link to the Past, which we're about to see Andy do that. Nice clip there.
Yeah, through the glass tube. Very well done. Wow, Andy with the dodges on that trident from Ganon was very impressive. Oh, sword
Great
buffers!
so far. Yeah. You gotta get 12 spins in the first 2 phases, then 4 more in phase 3, and then 24 in phase 4. So he is just flying through this fight. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and the other thing is that he may also take that hint saying, did you find the silvers in Meridia? And possibly be thinking, I want to go back and get those because I already have to go into Meridia. So we'll see if he gets that far.
Yeah, if he gets that far, I think he'll want to complete the fight, but maybe
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, then he would consider otherwise.
And Solski finished up with Meridia and is heading, I think, back to Ganon now. He's got the silver arrows that he needs and butter sword, so this will be a piece of cake.
Might as well get it done. And honestly, we could see Solski overtake Andy on this Ganon kill, just based on how long it takes to get through these spins.
Did you find the arrows in Meridia? And I believe that's the 12th hit for Andy, so halfway through, and Solski's already almost into phase 4 as well.
Why, yes, I did find the silver arrows in Meridia, because you told me.
Hit number 20, I believe.
That's going to be a single G for Solski here.
One more hit, I believe, for Andy. There it is. The synchronized Ganon kills, almost.
Alright, so Andy has a pretty clear path to the end of the game. Solski's is a bit off from that, so let's see where he's going. He is fluting. If he goes to Mire,
To
this is
4.
good. But it might be Swamp. Oh, it's the shovel.
Shovel. Okay.
And Andy will be able to just go mode both Meridia and Wreck Ship, which will end him in him not having Plasma Beam, but he should be fine with the ammo and Charge Beam and beams that he has already. Plenty of health, too.
Hey, it's the red boomerang. That's what you get for leaving the blue one in Wreck Ship. Oh, wait. And he's gonna check magic back because he got powder.
That's fair. But Lower Norfair and Ridley, they do take quite some time. It's, 5-6 minute traversal in total there and back. So, he's got to be in Mire pretty soon, or this is pretty much Andy's game to lose.
Okay, that's not Misery Mire.
Not looking like it. He might be considering the hell runs.
Yeah, getting a refill, checking ammo.
I mean, he has the ability to Crystal Flash a few times.
Yep. And I know people in chat are saying, oh dear, that ammo. He does have the full beam retinue, like he's got charge, plasma, ice, wave, so he's got the best beam combo that you can have. If he's gonna go through and do this, then he's at least got the perfect beam to be doing it, but... Alright, here we go. You gonna dip into Mire first, or are you gonna head straight into Lower Norfair? Andy is out of super missiles, but he's got probably just a couple more shots left on Dragon.
I mean, this could be the Mire play. He's eyeing it.
Ooh. Ah.
Uh-oh.
Changed his mind.
All he had to do was just walk into the other entrance.
Yeah.
All right, so this is exciting. These hell runs can be pretty awesome. I think he's looking for E-tank or something there. Try to help his movement, but he's not gonna find Varia here. It's not logical to find it, and so he knows he doesn't need to check anything unless he wants to look for E-tanks.
Oh, and there's that X-ray again.
Not sure how many reserves he has, but those may come in handy here too.
Ooh, 3.
That's a good bit. That's really
Yeah.
nice.
Do you think he'll wait to Crystal Flash? Okay. I was gonna say before Amphitheater.
Oh, fell down there. That's probably okay. But he needs to be thinking about it soon. Yeah, there he goes.
Where's the acid? Ooh. Oh, we're good. All right, we made it through. Now we just got to get to Ridley through a couple more heated rooms and some metal space fire.
Fire Fleet definitely a good place to go to reload on some power bombs, so he has a chance to Crystal Flash an extra time if he wants. And just nice in general to have. Yeah, it looks like he wants to just load up on power bombs, play it safe. It's understandable.
Yeah, especially in this room where it's not heated, you can farm up quite a few quite quickly. These fire fleas are guaranteed to drop them, or the big health refills if you're full of power bombs. So 28, he feels good with that, and he will carry on. Not having morph bombs, he will need quite a few power bombs to get to Ridley, to get through some of those blocks in like the that room I can never, the wastelands that I can almost never remember the name of.
Yeah.
So.
But he did get to the save point really, really well done. Using the plasma beam to get some iframes through those key hunters. Really good play, because otherwise they do a ton of damage. Meanwhile, Andy is working on Dopplering Phantoon, almost done with the fight here. So he has a pretty clear path to Mother Brain and is at this point just ahead.
Yeah, with the health that he has, there isn't any way that he's not going to make it through this fight. Nice.
You don't want to leave Spring Ball behind here. Actually will help your traversal. He's got to think about Crystal Flashing soon. I think he's just going to wait it out.
Nice.
More microwave strats on these metal pirates. Nicely done. Oh, he's running through the acid here. That is... it's a bold strategy. Because having the Crystal Flash again is not ideal. Because super missiles are actually your fastest form of DPS on Ridley. So Crystal Flashing again here means you're burning another 10 super missiles. And you can't Crystal Flash in Ridley's room, because he'll basically just kill you.
Yeah, if you happen to have enough power bombs after he's dead, then you can. But anytime he's still alive, if he swoops at you, if he hits you with a fireball, if he pogos you, anything could happen.
Oh no!
Oh, he got knocked out. Those dumb bugs.
Well, he'll have to try again. Andy actually has a good number of super missiles here, so that will definitely help with the DPS on Mother Brain. It's actually pretty nice. Oh, that's pretty good. He got a good number of super missiles. Oh, but he's getting hit. Nice. Gets it in time. Stays alive. And we're going to check out a Metroid skip here from Andy. See if he can pull this off.
We'll have to see if he goes for... Oh, he does have charge, but no plasma. Do people still go for stand up without plasma?
It is faster just to stand up because of how the Metroid positioning works, but only really for that reason. You can probably take off like a hyper beam, a couple shots maybe. I'm not sure if that's worth the risk, but he doesn't know where Solski is, so I mean, he may go for it, he may not.
Yeah, I don't know that I would want to stand there with those dumb bugs.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hopefully he gets there.
Yeah, here we go.
Please!
Oh no! Hope it, I was hoping that he would get, like, just one little platform over, but then it was back and forth too much. Wow. I mean, there is still the potential for Andy to soft lock here if he tries going for the stand-up glitch, and anything could happen.
But then he will start right back at the ship and would probably still be ahead at this point, but definitely would set him back a bit.
All right, no stand-up glitch, so Andy looks to be just playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine. Like without plasma, it really just doesn't save you that much time. Might save you a few seconds. Alright, there's the Crystal Flash for Solski. Looks like he's in a decent position. He might just try to beeline it to Ridley, because he does have a bunch of reserve as well. The Crystal Flash does fill your reserve.
Yeah, unless he's thinking that he wants any additional super missiles, but maybe not.
He just has to be able to farm those super missiles back, basically, like, because you're spending 10 every time you Crystal Flash. It costs you 10 missiles, 10 supers, and 10 power bombs, in addition to the 1 power bomb that you place. I guess Solski's just trying to farm up some more power bombs for the return trip.
Oh no, the bugs again. Oh, right, reserves, okay. Whew.
Alright, Mother Brain 3. I believe it's 36 hyper beam shots here. Easy peasy. Just an escape away from a game 3 here.
Alright, Solski got it this time.
Alright, he's got to beeline it to that Ridley fight right now, and he's got to make every shot count. Hopefully he uses some of those supers for some DPS. One hit from Ridley, and it's basically GG here, so he has to be really careful.
Oh.
Ooh. He does have the reserves. He might be able to make it if he starts firing supers, like right now. It'll be really close. That's not good.
No. Nah, no.
No.
Yikers.
No speed booster. Gotta wall jump up here on this climb for Andy.
All right, Solski deciding to not do suitless now. He's gonna go see if he can find Varia, but little too late. Andy does finish in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 29 seconds. And
GG,
Solski,
Andy.
yes, GG, very, very well done. Solski does immediately also forfeit, so.
And
on to game
that
3.
will force the game 3 that we're all excited for. And I think that's going to happen sometime tomorrow. I think they're still in the planning stages, but
yes.
they're hoping. And what a hype one that'll be. I mean, this was quite the roller coaster of emotions in this seed. Like, Solski seemingly did have a great lead when he found that bow in the first chest in Swamp. And, chased that into Pod. But missing that Varia suit in Mire. It's brutal.
I do believe that we'll have both of them joining us shortly for the interview.
Excellent. But that was a pretty intense game. We've seen, 2 back-to-back really crazy races. Like, while Solski did end up finishing a good bit ahead of Andy in yesterday's race, it was pretty neck and neck all throughout until kind of the end game. And kind of the same thing here. So, looking forward to tomorrow, and whoever does take down this series will go to the finals and face off against OC 101, who has achieved the finals.
And this is Solski's first loss, just so everybody knows. He is no longer undefeated. Welcome, Andy. Welcome, Solski. GG's.
GG.
Thanks for making this really exciting, and game 3 will be very hype.
What a dumb game.
I agree.
It's been dumb for 2 days in a row. Tomorrow is gonna be smooth sailing. It's gonna be great.
Hopefully.
What are you talking about? You were setting the B free.
God, the beginning of the seed was so bad. I was like, after Kakariko, I didn't leave Kakariko until like the 8.5 minute mark, and I'm like, man, this seed's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that you both kind of went straight for Aginah, got your gloves there, so
Yes,
that
screw this
PRNG.
I was dying. Like, we were talking about it in RC, and I was dying for like 2 minutes.
I got it.
Literally, yeah.
Immediately when I got it, I was like, that Solski knows I got this early this time.
I like the YOLO play. You're just like, nope, damn, Aginah, done.
But so we got Sick Kid out of the way early. We got Aginah out of the way early. It was pretty SM barren early on.
For sure.
Like, no supers until Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Only like one power bomb pack for a while until you hit Dark World, pretty much.
Yeah. I had to, just because I broke the back 3 doing the keys stuff in was Escape. And then I think one either in Dark Cross or Pod, because I started with 20 when I finally went to SM.
I think I got the one from Back of Escape, and then I got the one from Old Man. So I went in with 15, I think.
Yeah, I think 15 was right because I
Yep.
know you were the first one in there.
And you went straight to Super Metroid Gauntlet, and you had 15 at the time. Well, 14 heading in because the one you used to open it. But
Yeah, 2 straight seeds with really high jump too was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
And no speed booster.
No speed booster for. Did we get speed booster yesterday? I don't
No.
remember. I don't think
I
so.
don't remember you did. Yeah.
No, we definitely didn't. So that also sucks.
yeah, and Andy did find the boots in the cathedral lava item. But
Yeah, I did not.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
And Andy
guess
did
we'll
let you
talk
know
about-
where Varia
Yeah.
was, right?
So I guess we'll talk about that. So my thought process was I was behind on 3 plays. So I was behind on the early pod dip. I was behind on Hair Basement. I was behind on Wreck Ship. Wreck Ship's kind of hard to kind of say, hey, I'm plus or minus this time because of Tempered and Plasma there. But I figured Andy probably didn't touch it until maybe later in the game or even a go mode scenario. So I figured I was behind going back to Link to the Past, and I was like, all right, well, let's swamp it up. Sure enough, first item I get is bow, and I just like immediately YOLO bailed. I was like, nope, I'm good. I got enough that I can kind of go back to.
Yeah.
And then I think the game did the worst possible thing and gave me gravity at Helma, because it like reassured my thought process on pod, but it also gave me an out at Meridia of like 13 items. So I was like, do I go for more time or do I play it safe? And I made the call to try and leverage some more time with that fast pick key, and that was like critically a mistake at that point. So it happens. You get unlucky in rando, so better luck next time, I guess.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting gamble. We were unsure about what your decision would be, and it kind of made sense, honestly, with so many items being available. Like, even going back to Swamp could have made more sense than going back to Mire.
Yeah.
At that point.
And I did want to just ask Andy, when you first went into Misery Mire without boots or hookshot,
Yeah, stupid.
did you think that you had picked one up, or like if you had saw
No, I just
boots?
completely blanked, and I was like,
muscle memory?
I'm gonna go get the cane. I'm gonna go check the Turtle Rock medallion,
Yeah.
and then Bunny Cave, and then I'm gonna go do Mire. Like, that's just all I thought in my head. And then I like walked in, and I'm like, wait, what? And then Hookshot and Ice Rod came immediately after, and I just went right back up the mountain.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
inspired your Ice Palace play before Smith Chain? Curious.
Probably Gravity and Ice Rod being in Ice Palace yesterday.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was just a bottle. And like everything was out of logic anyways because no early small key. So I was pretty much just hoping to like find the bow in there at that point. To kind of give me a better sense of where, because that would have told me a ton about no bow or no hookshot in Eastern or pod, so I could have like left those for super late. But I got a missile.
Yep. And as the game does, true to its way, you had both Samaria and Bombos right outside the front door of Turtle Rock. So that was always nice to see.
Yeah, once I got Ice Rod, I was like, or in Hookshot, I was like, Bombos is going to be in Hookshot Cave. Like, there's no way it's not.
Of course.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised since you had already picked up your cane. Like, I thought you might go for Mire before jumping up to TR, but it made sense.
I didn't really want to go in there without bow.
That's what I was saying, is that nobody likes to go into Misery Mire without an easy way to kill Vitreous, even if it's Cape or something other than, well, plus you were still on Master Sword. That's never fun.
Yeah, you missed a sword in Wreck Ship main room. Plasma was also up in Upper Ocean. So like Rekship just had all the nice things, and then Sword was at Botwoon E or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was well executed, high quality Ganon fight.
Yeah.
Well done.
I know you're not talking about mine.
It's actually funny
I was
because
so mad.
once you got silvers and went back, you were both actually doing Ganon at the same time. And by the time you had gotten into phase 4, Andy was already halfway through phase 4 with his Master Sword spins. And then it was probably only about 5 seconds difference by the time Solski finished with silvers that Andy got that 24th spin and finished up with Ganon. So it was pretty cool to see you guys side by side doing that.
I just didn't understand the logic of I'm moving straight down and that fire bat sniped me. I guess I was too close on it, but I was like, you've got to be swear word kidding me. It was like I was like super tilted. But yeah, that's I knew where silvers were at that point, and I was still chasing various. That's why I kind of bailed from it. And then silvers were comically at space jump, so I was like, well, that's not really what I want, but I'll take it. And then ran into Buttersword too, and I was like, you gotta be kidding, just give me the suit. But yeah, it's how the sea went for me, I guess, at the end game.
Is that something you have experience with doing, is the suitless Norfair stuff, or is that just what you thought you had to do to be able to have a chance at winning?
He's bootless, suitless. Come on.
Both, really. I knew timing-wise that it was gonna be tight. Even if I was successful first time, I knew it was gonna be super close. And then I just kept dying, and then like, I think after the first death, I kind of resigned in my head. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lose. But at that point, it was just, I think it was kind of an all-in. We checked enough of the game, we still couldn't find Varia. I don't know if Andy's doing the same thing or not at that point, because I know he's capable of doing as well. But yeah, it's just one of those points where it's just like, what's more economical? Do I check more of the game we're looking for Varia, or do I kind of make a risk and push for the win? And I went for the win, and it just didn't work out this time.
Well, it'll be really exciting to watch you guys tomorrow. One more time. One more round, and we'll see who heads up into the finals against Aussie 101.
Yeah, and I mean, Andy, how does it feel to take down Solski for the first time in this tournament? He's had the 9-0 streak cut down, double digits.
It feels good. I mean, me and Solski are pretty even in our all-time series, so it's not too surprising that this set is going to 3 games. But you never know how it'll go.
Yeah, same. I'm not too surprised either. Anticipating Andy at least taking the game off me. He might just take the series off me too, because again, it's like we're really, really close when it comes to just understanding the game and execution. So it'll be interesting to see what Game 3 has for us in store. It's gonna be exciting, I think.
Gotta love those one decision makes or breaks the race.
Again, it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
we've both done enough rando in tournaments and just like in general to know that that's just how it goes sometimes. So
Yeah.
All right, and I think you guys have tentatively planned for kind of like a early evening tomorrow race time, so we'll be looking forward to that on the schedule. We'll be getting some crew signed up and set up to help you guys out. So looking forward to race, and good luck.
thanks, and
Yeah,
great race, Andy. Big
Yeah, GG's to you, dude. Yeah, tomorrow's race will be at 6 p.m. or later at some point, because Solski has work like it normally.
Yeah, GG's guys, and good luck tomorrow. I know it'll be exciting. Don't miss it. Don't miss these last few races of the tournament. They're all going to be super hype and amazing.
Yeah, just to wrap things up, make sure you guys come back tomorrow to find out what happens. The penultimate result of these two going up against each other for Game 3. We do also have the weekly Logic Normal tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern that will probably come right after their race between Andy and Solski. So we'll be looking forward to watching that back to back. But thank you, Alucard, for covering the race today. Sorry to have joined in late, and Mind of Me, of course, for tracking. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was all good. I had a blast hanging out with you, Miss Metroid, and just watching these amazing runners fight it out. I can't wait to watch the match tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, me too. I will be rushing home from work because I will still, if it's at 6, then I'll be trying to watch it at work.
Yeah, basically.
Or
same.
yeah. But make sure everybody who's been watching, make sure to pop over to our runners channels, give them a follow, make sure you follow their progress through the rest of the tournament. Whoever doesn't go on to the finals will be going up against Hitaka for 3rd and 4th place. All of our runners at this point will be in for some cash prizes, so be sure to be watching how the rest of it unfolds. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you Solski and Andy for running. Appreciate it so much, and good luck.
See y'all next mission.